All right, we'll go ahead and officially get started, although I'm sure there will be more people chiming in as we go. So I am so happy to present to you Ms. Srija Vem from Hoover High School in Hoover, Alabama. She's a junior who is working hard to increase the number of girls enrolling in computer science classes in her school district. So we are so happy to host her so that she can share with you what she's passionate about. I'll monitor the chat box, so if anyone has any questions, please put that in the group chat. And there will also be a Q&A at the end if you'd like to save your questions for then. But unless there are any questions as we get started, it looks like everybody's on mute, and I am going to mute myself as well because you never know where these noisy dogs and kids are going to do. But Srija, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Hi everyone, I'm Srija. I'm a junior at Hoover High School, and I'm a student leader for the Girls Who Code program. So thank you, Ms. Merrill, for this wonderful opportunity to reach so many people. It's really wonderful. So I'm gonna screen share a presentation really quickly. Okay. Is that so? Let me go ahead and present. Okay, so coding is one of the areas where females are incredibly underrepresented, and that's really sad to see. In fact, in my computer science class, I'm one of 2 girls in a class of about 20. So there's clearly some disparity over there, and it's hard for me to, I guess, express myself in that class. If there were more girls, I would probably be able to speak my mind or share with others, because we're more likely to open up to others who have the same interests or commonalities as us. So that's why when I heard that our district had a Girls Who Code program, I became very active in it. And what we did this year was we had a few meetings. They last after school for about 2 to 3 hours once a semester. And we normally invite girls who are in like upper elementary school to higher middle school, just so we can have that broad variety of people. And where we see the most activity is when they come in, they're all excited, they're energetic, and I mean, we have food, so that's definitely something they're interested in. What we do once they come is we start with a little discussion. We talk about, hey, why do we even need to have girls here? Why are we only targeting girls? How many girls do you know that are interested in computers? Why are you interested in computers? So a few of those tabletop discussion topics are what we start with. And then we move on to some activities. For our fall meeting, we had this thing called robot algorithms. And I got this idea from one of my volunteering places. I volunteer at the McWane Science Center down in Birmingham. So what we did was robot algorithms, which is where you basically design an obstacle course and the girls get to code their partner's way out of the obstacle course. Basically like a maze, but one of the girls says, okay, go up again, turn 90 degrees. And then that space. And everyone loved that so much because they said, wow, I mean, it's lighting up, that's crazy. And they were able to do some amazing things. They made, I think one of them made rock, paper, scissors, which was really cool to see. They spelled out their names, made some shapes, and overall they were amazingly interested. And what CodeSpace did is they bridged the gap between Blockly and Python, which is like text coding. So most of the higher level girls who already immersed themselves into coding were able to better understand, like, this is how the real world is. This is so cool. And they overall really enjoyed that. As we can see in these pictures, the girls are just eating, coding, and they were just having a great time overall. We also had a lot of other activities. For example, we did binary bracelets, which are where you spell your name in binary and you make a bracelet out of it. So that was really cool for them because they had a bracelet that only they knew what it meant. So they could go back to school and say, you don't know what my bracelet means. They had a really fun time. And by the end, they were like, I want to do this again. Can we come back tomorrow? They loved it. So if your school or district doesn't have a Girls Who Code program, I would 10 out of 10 recommend that you start one. And if you ever need any help, please feel free to contact me, because this is such a good program that needs to spread everywhere. But the whole reason why we have to get girls interested is because of the over disparity that exists, right? Because women only earn 18% of computer science bachelor's degrees in the United States. And that's pretty sad because, well, women comprise nearly half of the country's population. The reason there aren't more is because boys are more verbal in classes like these. Because for so long, we've been told technology is a boy thing. Even if that might not all be true, that's what our minds are engineered into thinking, that women aren't as powerful in coding and they should just stick with the humanities. And that's something we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to change the gender norms one step at a time, one program at a time. So we need to rid the stigma from an early age that, look at this quote down on the bottom of the slide, basically that women think differently, they're perfectionists, and they get frustrated, so they don't code. But look at these three wonderful girls in the presentation right here. They're all a part of the computer science principles class, and one of them is actually a national NCWIT honorable mention. So that's so much talent, so much untapped potential that so many girls have that isn't being used by the country, right? So we're gonna fix that. We're gonna start these clubs, we're gonna make girls interested, and we're gonna show them that there's no such thing as boy things and girl things, that technology is an everyone thing, because the future is female. We see this all over the place. Future is female, technology is also the future. Why not combine the two and make the future a wonderful place? So these are just a few reasons why that's amazing. And where CodeSpace comes in is with their educational goals. I saw this on their website when I was having my interview for the first time with Miss Merrill, which was also amazing. And well, all of these educational outcome goals are things that I also hope to bring in to Girls in Code, because they're more likely to become interested if they get to something that they love. If they start coding and they realize, I can code, I can make a difference. It's not just the boy next to me who can make a difference, it's me. Like, I can do it, that's great. And where so much of this untapped potential can be unlocked is where we see female leaders, because if the girls are exposed to leaders who are females in the tech industry, then they're more likely to join, because they see not only men can achieve something, I can achieve something too. I can work at Google, I can work at Amazon, I can be the leader of Google one day. Like, those are some wonderful goals that girls need to have starting now. They don't need to be told that technology is a boy thing or coding is like only with computers. Why not do something more fun? Because coding is so much fun. I've gotten to learn that since I joined my computer science class in the 10th grade. And this is just one of the many ways we can fix all of the bad that's happening right now. Because what girls need to see is that they can make a difference. And how we do that is by implementing these programs in each of our districts. So if every district had a Girls Who Code program, that would be absolutely wonderful, because girls themselves could see that they can make a difference, their voices are heard, they can code a solution, and they can become the future. So thank you so much for allowing me to share all of this, and I really hope that this can help some people bring these programs to their own districts, because it would be so wonderful if every single girl was given an equal opportunity to address the disparity. Okay, I'm gonna stop screen sharing now, and there we go.
All right, we can go back to the discussion part. So Srija, we have one question in the chat box. How has learning how to code helped you with problem solving? I think that means just like in general, not just in your computer science classes, but overall.
Coding has taught me so much about thinking outside of the box. And I see that my computer science teacher, Miss Westerland, is here. So big shout out to her for teaching me all I know. Like it was this year when I fully got immersed into coding in Java, coding in Python, that I was truly able to like apply all my critical thinking skills, because coding isn't something you can get right in the first time. And that's something I had to cope with. Like I'm not going to get it all right the first time. I might need help. I might need to collaborate. I might need to help others. And those were all things I was really excited to do. It was a different way of thinking. And though it might be hard sometimes because you could code like 200 lines and miss one semicolon and the entire code doesn't work, I've learned to, go back, rethink it. Maybe there's some small problems. And I've applied that in so many of my classes.
Another question, what would you say to girls who are scared to take computer science as an elective?
Oh, yes, ma'am. So this year, I went around to basically every girl I knew and said, please take computer science. It's really hard to be one of two girls in a class of 20 people. So what I told them was, why not just try things? Like, it's not going to hurt you to try something new. And it's definitely not going to like make your grade drop or anything, because our teachers aren't really focused so much on grading as much as how much do you learn, because I think that's more important than just like an A or B. But what most people are scared of is that they won't get it right, they can't do it, because coding is different than like English or science or reading. It's something you don't have any limits in. So I've told them to give it a try. You'll like it, trust me. And even if you don't, it's a good life skill to have. And that's what my parents taught me growing up as well.
They're very wise. I know I have told, when I'm trying to recruit for computer science, I've tried to get groups of girls. So maybe approach, a group that they know each other well, or maybe they're in math class together or something, but it's a lot easier to get a group of maybe 3 or 4 girls to sign up together than just one, because they don't want to be the only one in that class.
Right. Yes.
Does that seem accurate in your experience?
Yes. And that's why we do Girls Who Code with most like above 5 grades. So that we can get all girls to talk to each other, realize that I'm not alone in my endeavors. I'm going to have so many other people supporting me, so many other people like me, and that just pushes them forward even more. So that's wonderful to see. And I just love talking about this subject.
Now, you and I spoke a while ago about why you start the Girls Who Code in the younger grades. Do you want to speak to the whole group about that? Why start in 4th or 5th grade instead of starting like in 10th or 11th grade?
Yes, of course. So it's from a very young age that it's impressed upon girls that technology is a boy thing. So when we fix a problem from its roots, we ensure that the problem isn't going to grow any further. And from what I've learned, empathy breeds change. So if girls are able to get into other people's shoes, in all these world leaders, and see why they think girls aren't fit for technology, then they can make that change in their community. They can change not only technology, but they can change the minds of all people who don't think girls are worth their investment, or things like that.
Mm-hmm. You are so much older than your years. You've learned a lot. And I know Miss Westerland, who's in the chat today too, she's very proud of you, as are all of us educators. We need more kids like you, because you're not changing the future, you're changing the present. And you've already made such a wonderful change in your community, and I know that's gonna keep going. So I think we got all the questions. Oh, we might have one more question. What is your favorite programming language? Scratch or Blockly, Python, Java, none of the above, all of the above?
I have to say Java has been my favorite, probably because I've spent the past year learning it, and I've been prepping immensely for it because I have my exam on Friday. So I'd say Java because you can do so much with Java, And I've learned that because Miss Westerland has given us the opportunity to play around with it. We made card games. We made a lot of fun, like testy things where you try to get like odd and even numbers or get those for loops playing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I mean, I've loved getting to do all of that stuff. And Python and Snap, those have been amazing for me too. I taught my younger sister Snap. She learned Scratch at school, so she basically knew the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great letting her know and teaching her from such a young age.
Is she in the Girls Who Code group yet?
She hasn't come to one of the things yet. She had dance class. But I've been able to teach her at home, so that's been great.
That's great. So Ms. Westerlund says, and this is a really great point, getting high school girls like Srija to lead the younger girls is a double reward for the high schoolers and the mentees. And that is, you're the mentee. And that is really true. Like you were saying, you want women in industry, you know, to mentor you. Girls in elementary and middle school do look up very highly to high school ladies, and they want to learn from them and emulate them. So it is really important. So all of you in your districts, you know, start with the high school ladies that can mentor those younger girls. And I know if you need any help, Srija would be more than willing to talk to you about this because she is very passionate about this. She's also an NCWIT award winner. You may speak for a moment, you know, if you have anything to add about that. We are doing another webinar next week led by another high school student, a senior, who will talk about what NCWIT has meant to her life and her career path. But Srija, you can expand upon that if you'd like.
Yes, of course. So when I was named one of 8, I think, NCWIT state winners. So that was really great because I had never gotten an award with so much clout behind it. And it was wonderful, and I was awestruck from the beginning. But it was even more great to know that so many other girls like me who want to see change, who made that change, were also award winners. So just from our school district, I believe we had, I would like to say 8 people. And from the state, I think it was like 10 award winners maybe. And so it was great to see that there were so many people like me who saw the problem and who wanted to make change. And I spent hours upon hours reading all of the girls' bios on the NCWIT page just so I can get an idea of what I can do to better our community. Because, I mean, Hoover, Alabama is definitely not the most developed place in the world. But it's about changing the mindsets of the leaders, of the people, to make the change possible. It's not possible without our generation pushing for change.
Yeah, I do think your generation has figured that out. They are definitely putting change into motion. Are there any other questions or comments? I know I want to wish you good luck on your exam next week. I know taking those AP exams in any situation can be very stressful, but you're doing it in extraordinary situations. So I know all of the teachers here want to wish you good luck. And I'm sure that they are all thinking about you as you take that.
Good luck. Good luck. You're amazing.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton. Thank you so much.
All right, well, we will stay on if anyone else wants to turn on their audio or turn on your video and continue the conversation, but we will start to wrap it up, and we appreciate you so much, Srija.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. It's been great.
We are so happy to host you.